Hello, welcome back to the Brother Blog, and today we're going to do our Week 4 recap on college football. So let's kick it off with Alabama playing at Arkansas.
Yeah, this was a good game. Arkansas had the lead, 17-7, I believe, at halftime.
Yep.
And it all came down to the fourth quarter, and it all came down to Ryan Mallett, and he threw 3 picks in the game, and not good. I think he definitely cost Arkansas the game.
Yeah, I really feel like Mallett sort of threw it away. I think his team played really well, especially the defense. Really did a great job. Mallett threw like 2 picks in the last 5 minutes. And his other interception was in the red zone, which is unacceptable. He's lucky McElroy did the same thing. McElroy did not have a very good first half. But Mark Ingram didn't disappoint. He ran for 157 yards and 2 touchdowns, including the game-winning touchdown. So,
yeah, definitely a big scare, though, for the Alabama fans. Not a quarterback day.
Yeah, they were down by 13.
Mallett and McElroy, not good days for them. And but, you had to say, you made the call. It was up to Mallett. He was the X factor in this game. He didn't come through. And because of that, Arkansas falls to 15.
Yep. But Alabama's safety, Lester, he had 2 picks that game. He's up to 4 picks on the season. So watch out for him. There's an All-American.
Yeah.
He's looking great. Next game is number 3, Boise State, at home against Oregon State. The game day crew was there. And Boise State doing what they do at home on the blue turf.
Yep.
Chris Peterson improving to 27-0 at home in his career.
72-2 since 1999 there.
Yep. So, Kellen Moore, 288 yards, 3 touchdowns, and again, no interceptions as usual. Just stunning stats. And
Austin Pettis and Titus Young had phenomenal days. Each had receiving touchdowns. And the rushing game for Boise, like always, looked great.
And their defense did well. I mean, they're just a good team, Oregon State sort of gave them a little bit of scare there in the third quarter. It started to get closer, but Boise pulled away, as you would expect, Doug Martin went for 138 yards for them, so that helps. And
their offense is doing very well.
Yeah, they're 13th overall in scoring, and the defense is 49th, though. That's kind of a concern.
Yeah, they got to work on that defense, but, I mean, not really many opponents left to worry about, except maybe Nevada now at the end of the year.
Yeah, Nevada is now ranked in the top 25. They beat BYU. They're ranked in the top 25 for the first time in 49 years.
Yeah, something like that.
Years.
I think since, 49 years.
Yep, so Colin Kaepernick and the Wolfpack.
Yep.
There you go.
Vitala. Great combo. I love it this year.
So next game is South Carolina playing at Auburn, and this was disappointing for me, being one who picked South Carolina in my college pick'em. That was kind of upsetting, but Cam Newton looked good running the ball. He's definitely a threat at quarterback. He looks a lot like Terrell Pryor.
Yeah, 3 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, just a beast. But Steve Spurrier, apparently, there's speculation that he may have benched Garcia at the end there in those final drives. I thought Garcia got a concussion there when he got hit, but there's some speculation that he may have gotten just plain benched.
I mean, if Garcia got benched, then Spurrier can definitely blame the loss on himself.
Yeah.
And, I don't think you can blame the freshman if Garcia did have the concussion.
That was a terrible interception there.
It was a terrible interception. If you really take a look at the run in the final seconds of the game when they were down 8, there was a chance that Jeffrey could have made one of his spectacular catches that he always makes.
I don't know.
But, you can't expect him to make that kind of catch. It was triple coverage.
And I'm guessing Garcia just had a concussion. Steve Spurrier's no dummy. He's a good coach.
He's got some coaching experience under his belt.
But Auburn improving to undefeated, and now they're a big threat too. And them and Alabama at the end of the year, that could end up being huge. Mm-hmm. So next game, West Virginia playing at LSU, and once again the Big East is just unable to get the job done. But they did keep up for a little while, but in the end they just didn't have enough gas in the tank, I guess.
Yeah, West Virginia missed a field goal in the fourth quarter midway through, and that was important because that really takes, if you make the field goal, it takes a lot of pressure off the offense, because then you get down in the 30, 20-yard line, and you're not worrying about, you got to get in the end zone. You're thinking, okay, let's protect the ball, get into overtime. But instead, the missed field goal makes it 14-20, stays that way instead of going 2017. And who knows? Maybe if they made that, it would have given West Virginia a better chance.
Yep, definitely would have. And then Oklahoma and Cincinnati. There's a little bit of inconsistency there. Right when Oklahoma looks like they're a powerhouse, they beat up Florida State, beat up Christian Ponder. Cincinnati looks awful, throwing the towel. Now, Oklahoma won the game. Make it sound like Cincinnati beat them, but, it was very close. Cincinnati was right with them. It was 24-22, and then that guy muffed the punt down there inside the 5-yard line. It's like, here you go.
Yep,
Take a touchdown, and then Cincinnati actually scores again there with just under a minute left, and then they almost recovered the onside kick. It was very close. It was very close, but they just didn't get it, so Oklahoma holds on to win by
31-29.
Yep.
And Zach Collaros of Cincinnati had a great game. But definitely consistency issues for Oklahoma.
Well, how good is Florida State? How good is Florida State? How good is Oklahoma? How good is Cincinnati? We know Cincinnati's bad. They've lost to some crappy teams.
Yeah, they have.
Is Oklahoma playing inconsistent? Is Florida State bad? It's too early to tell, and it's just frustrating. It's hard to evaluate.
I honestly think that it's the inconsistency thing, because if you go back to Week 1, the Utah State game, that was a bit of a scare. Then Week 2, or their second game, come out and just beat down Florida State. Just slaughtered them. 47-17, right?
Yep.
And then...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was up there. It was around that.
It was just a big blowout. And now you got Cincinnati. Oklahoma definitely is not going to be able to make it into, Big 12 title and what they're potentially aiming for, a national title, if they keep up their consistency.
They're going to get upset somewhere along the way if they keep this up. Flip side, the Canes, Miami, killed Pittsburgh. Ja'Cory Harris threw for 2 touchdowns, one to Travis Benjamin and the other to Hankerson, I want to say. Hankerson, yeah. But Ja'Cory, had a nice, strong game. The one Pittsburgh cornerback, though, had that crazy interception where he one-hand tipped it to himself.
Yeah, that was a great pick.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet.
Ja'Cory, again, taking a strike downfield. Probably shouldn't have been a pick, though.
Yeah, dumb pass, though. Three guys on him.
Definitely a beatdown, though. Dion Lewis, I think his Heisman race is done, down the drain. Yeah, it's definitely officially over. There was some talk about that because his freshman year he played phenomenal, but the Big East is just god-awful.
They're just getting pounded.
Yeah, they are.
They were showing something on ESPN how the BCS ranks conferences, and the Big East was, I think, the lowest one almost. Well, not the MAC now, but the Mountain West and the WAC were both above the Big East and the ACC, which kind of surprised me. I don't think the ACC is that bad, but it surprised me,
Speaking of the ACC, Georgia Tech gets another loss.
But it was to another ACC team.
Yeah, it was
North
NC
Carolina
State. They're
He's
on
now
the rise.
undefeated.
Russell Wilson, I think in his freshman year he had 17 touchdowns and no interceptions, and I'm pretty sure he became the first quarterback in NC State history to have a season with no interceptions. Of course, not counting all the quarterbacks that sit on the bench all year.
Yeah. But, he looked good. Maybe NC State's a team to, watch out for.
Yeah, maybe.
We just don't know.
Only undefeated ACC team, I believe.
I think you're right. So, there you go. But, you got... And Virginia Tech also won against Boston College.
Yep.
Virginia Tech now showing maybe they were just faltering against James Madison. Maybe they argued because they shut him out. And then Arizona State exposes an Oregon secondary, which looked awful. I watched some of that game. It didn't come on until like 11 o'clock. So, I'm not a total, night guy. I was pretty out of it by then. But Stephen 3 down there for Arizona State, he used to play Michigan. He was just terrible. He sucked. He was awful. And he was tearing it up, man. Arizona State was scoring touchdowns. 4th and 1, that guy runs for a touchdown. Oregon's secondary just looked terrible, and their whole defense looked weak. And they've got Stanford this week.
Yeah, that's definitely going to become a problem because Andrew Luck, in my opinion, is probably up there in the top 5 quarterbacks in all of college football. He tore apart Wake Forest. Not the hottest game against Notre Dame. But, Arizona State could be a potential team to watch out for.
Yeah, they almost
for upsets in the Pac-10. Sort of dark
USC. I think they could maybe beat USC. Do they play? I think they play USC. Probably Pac-10 schedule. I'll have to look that up. But
and then Stanford too.
Yep, Stanford. But But Stanford Oregon's gonna be a close game for sure. We'll have all our predictions up in our Week 5 predictions.
Week 5
predictions. Jeez, the season is flying by. Week 5 predictions. Those will be up. Check those out soon. But speaking of Stanford, Andrew Luck, Stanford, Notre Dame, and Brian Kelly.
Got to get that down.
Brian Kelly. Yeah. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah, the Fighting Irish. Their only win now is against Purdue. Now their losses
lost to Toledo this week.
Yeah, so it's not looking too good. But their only losses are to Michigan, Michigan State, and Stanford. And it's not like you can say that there's a
Michigan State was down to the wire. They could have won both those games.
Yeah, definitely.
But Stanford beat them up pretty good.
Yeah,
I mean they really
did 37-16, I believe.
Yeah, it was that.
Yeah.
But Andrew Luck threw 2 picks, which was disappointing.
Yeah, definitely not his best game, but he got it done. He did what was necessary to beat the Irish in South Bend, and Chris, still don't know how to pronounce it.
Chris.
He didn't have too hot of a game either, and that obviously was a.
It never helps.
Never helps when your quarterback has an off game.
But that's about it for the big games this week. Let's jump on over to the brand new AP Top 25 on ESPN and see the new movements.
So obviously, Alabama's still up there at number 1. Ohio State, then Boise, after the big win against Oregon State. To them, it's a big win at least. Getting a first place vote in there. And Oregon, even though they had the upset scare, jumps over TCU.
TCU didn't look very good against SMU.
Yeah.
Nebraska's looking strong. Florida, we both picked Kentucky to beat Florida. Florida surprised me. And they play Alabama next week. Again, we'll have all our predictions in the next video. But that's an interesting game there. Oklahoma hanging out. Stanford jumping into the top 10. Auburn, top 10. Wisconsin still sitting out there at 11. Still haven't made that jump. And they play Michigan State next week at Michigan State. That'll be in our
be a big
prediction video. LSU, Utah. Utah getting no love. Still just sitting around at 13.
Yeah, Utah's getting 0 love. I mean,
but they just don't have the schedule,
Yeah, they don't have the schedule. I think that game
Arizona, not much
TCU.
love either. Jeez, Arizona is ranked, 3 spots away from Iowa? Come on,
yeah,
jeez.
And if you go up, you got Stanford 9th, and they're in the same conference.
I don't like Texas sitting right there.
Yeah, Texas should be out of this.
Losing to UCLA.
Yeah, I mean, why? Can I ask this? Why is Texas ranked? And here would be my only response. Because Colt McCoy is their best player. Wait a minute. Colt McCoy is gone.
Yeah.
And,
jump on that right now. You watch UCLA just ran Texas over and beat them. That's just, embarrassment. Embarrassment.
Yeah, you can't go to the last year and rank off that.
It was like 34
to 12. It was a pretty good beatdown.
It was a beatdown. Texas is not very good.
South Carolina falls from 12 to 19. Not too bad,
They are
still having some.
Michigan still sitting. Penn State just hanging out. Penn State not looking convincing, especially at Temple.
And the newcomers are NC State, who's only an ACC team undefeated, I believe, and Nevada, who is
first time
looking pretty good.
Yep, there we go.
Who knows? Maybe that last game of the season against Boise State could be a heartbreaker.
And West Virginia, Oregon State drop out. And West Virginia almost stayed in, but not quite. Florida State making a push. Kansas State starting to get some respect. Their running back playing great. And, I guess that's it for our video. Thank you for watching.
Okie State, they're undefeated too.
Yeah, who are they playing? Texas A&M on Thursday.
A&M, I believe.
Predictions video.
Yep, check it out.
Thanks for watching. Give us some feedback. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Check out our channel. Thanks for watching.